Ooga! Hi, my name is Lacey, and welcome to my recaps of episodes 15 and 16 of Love Island USA. I know I'm behind, but I'm trying to catch up, so we got this. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my recaps, because I do a ton of them. And I am trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so thank you so much for your support. Jonah and Destiny catch up, and Jonah's trying to see how Destiny's doing after, I think it was the game, it was after the recoupling. And because Harrison got picked by Emily, so he wanted to check in with Destiny to see how she was doing, but she doesn't really give too much away. But she's happy to be coupled up with Jonah, or so she says. There is a text that the hideaway is open for the second time this season. Is it just me, or are things moving very quickly this season, I feel like, right? Right? I feel like the UK summer seemed very long and drawn out, and this one seems like it's moving right along. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below. But the hideaway is open for the second time this season, and they vote in Hannah and Marco. They have a fun time in the hot tub in the hideaway, and then Marco's playing with nipple clamps. He's just like, what are these? I don't know how to use them. And he's sitting there with nipple clamps on, and Hannah's like, what are you doing? It was kind of funny, and then it got sexy, and then I was like, it's just, Marco's just not it for me, so it's hard to be like, yay. He's a good guy, but personally not my cuppa. The next morning, Hannah says that she and Marco did everything but the deed, the official deed, but they did everything but. So they had a good night in the hideaway. Also having a good night is Emily and Harrison. Emily has her mouth open and eyes closed and seems to be enjoying some, how shall I say? It seems like Harrison's good with his hands. In the morning, Marco tells the guys he feels relieved, and that is kind of gross. I don't like how everyone is making Bergie make them pancakes. He starts making some for the girls he likes, and then everybody just adds on, and then he's just chefing for everybody, and I don't like it. I think it's rude, and I don't think we should keep him around just because he's a good maker of pancakes. Carmen and Kenzo were smooching in bed. KK and Keenan, there's a lot of K's, are good after their mess yesterday. Harrison is feeling Emily, literally. He's feeling Emily more than Destiny, so he's gonna have a chat with Destiny today and kind of let that go, end it with her. So Harrison goes over to Destiny and tries to tell her, like, hey, I think I'm having more of a connection with Emily. And Destiny's like, you know what, hold up. You know what? We've already not talked. We've already been awkward. I think this is done. So we're cool and let's just move on because you were kind of rude and I'm over it. So Harrison and Destiny are over, and Harrison is free to finger bang whomever he likes. Now we get the two bombshells, and they have two one-on-one dates. First, we have Mike. He is 22. He's from Texas. He's into fitness. He's a fitness coach and fitness model, and he's an anime fan. His first date is KK, and I'm really rooting for KK and Mike because fuck Keenan. Keenan sucks. And before she leaves, Keenan's like, I want you to have fun, but come home to Papa. And I really, really, really hated that. It made me vomit in my mouth a little bit. KK and Mike are hitting it off a little bit, but it's clear that KK is like, just like, okay, I'm just being nice to be nice because we're on a date and that's it. But she's clearly not fully in it. Our other bombshell, Imani, is also 22. She's from LA, California, and she does care home for adults with special needs, which is very cool. And her first date is Bergie, and they talk nerd, medical, like really scientific things, and they kind of bond over that. It seems like she's getting along with him. I'm hoping for the best. I don't know. Back at the villa, Destiny is trying to comfort butthurt Keenan, who's sitting there mopey and jealous, as he should be. KK is stunning, and he is a turd of epic proportions. Date number 2 for our bombshells. Mike picks Destiny, and they're kind of googly eyes and flirty. She's really into him. I think it's because she said that he's confident and not intimidated by her. And so she's kind of a little giggly over this. Imani's second date is Leo, and Cassie is very worried and stressed out, and as she should be, because, you know, Leo kind of did a head swivel with her and Anna. So who knows what this new bombshell could entail. Imani and Leo seem flirty, but he seems to be booed up, she says. But he says they're still open. Episode 15 was kind of a snooze fest. It was mostly the dates, getting to know Imani and Mike. So that is actually it for episode 15. We move right along to episode 16, which is actually a longer, more meatier, juicier, delicious episode. So let's get into it. KK and Bergie are back after their dates. And so they go and talk to their respective, well, Bergie talks to the guys, Keenan talks to KK. KK is talking to Keenan, who was very jealous when KK was on her date with Mike. She says that, yes, she's open to getting to know him. He's her type. He's very handsome. And Keenan's just like, And then KK's like, yeah, but he wasn't you. So she's clearly not swayed too much toward Mike. Keenan's still got his hooks in her, and I don't like it. She does warn him that Imani is going to be his type and that he better behave himself when she comes back to the villa. Bergie is very smitten, and he's talking about getting to know Imani and that they had a really good conversation. KK tells the girls about Mike and just about how he looks, about what he's into, that sort of thing. Cassie is very worried about Leo being on the date with Imani, and the girls are kind of just poking around, just feeling out KK and seeing what she has to say about Mike and Imani. Leo and Destiny come back from their dates, bringing Mike and Imani into the villa. Mike is talking to the guys, and he's holding his cards very close to his chest, and he says both dates were good. Leo tells Cassie that he's still just into her after the date. He is not swayed by Imani. And Jonah tries to feel out how the date went with Destiny and Mike, but she's very tight-lipped and almost rude about, like, well, what do you want to know? Ask me specific questions. And that kind of thing is irritating. You got to open up a little bit. It's a give and take. He's asking you how it was. That is a specific enough question. Okay? Just say anything. Okay, there's a lot of back and forth conversations, so it's going to be a little bit bouncy around. Jonah and Imani, they're talking about depth and how they don't want just pretty people. They want somebody with good personalities, so that when they get old and gross and whatever, that, you know, there's still something there. Mike is talking to KK. She says she's open. She likes his vibe, but it's really, that's not going to happen. Keenan and Imani are speaking, and Keenan's saying that she needs to show him interest before he will make a move, like he said with Cassie. So she says, well, I'm showing you my interest by pulling you. And he said, okay, well, now I shall reciprocate. KK gets furious at Keenan because he was having a conversation with Destiny in this area they call Soul Ties. It's just a place where you lay down, and it says Soul Ties on the wall. And Imani came over to talk to Keenan, and Destiny left, so they were chatting in Soul Ties. So Imani and Keenan were chatting in Soul Ties, and that apparently is a very special place to KK, and so she got really mad at Keenan. So when Keenan gets done with his talk with Imani, KK is like, no, I don't want to talk to you. Don't touch me. It's Soul Ties. Soul Ties is crazy. And so they get into a fight. They do say that they're both open to getting to know Imani and Mike respectively, but we know that KK is really not into Mike very much. She said to both of them that it's Keenan first. Imani talks to Bergie and says that while they had a really good time on their date, it's most likely not romantic, and she wants somebody that's a little bit more on her level in the sexual partner experience relationship situation. And that's fair. Even though they said they were open, KK is having a really hard time seeing Keenan and talking to Imani and getting to know other people, so she expresses that to Keenan. And he's like, are you mad at me? And KK's like, no, I just need some space from you. And so he's like, okay, But that gives him the green light to go talk to Imani. Keenan talks to Bergie about the situation, and Bergie gives him amazing advice and says, stick with KK. That's your strongest connection. Like, why are you even... If I had somebody who I was like, who was my number one, who was my ride or die, whatever, why are you even bothering about looking elsewhere? Like, you already have your number one, then why are you looking to... What are you looking for? Like a 0.5? Like a 0? Like... What is left? What is left for you to find? KK talks a good game to Carmen and says that Keenan's going to have to miss me and he's going to have to grovel, but I'm doubtful. We'll see. We'll see how much resolve she has, because it doesn't seem to be much so far. Jonah and Destiny are talking. They're in a couple right now, but Imani is the bombshell and she's just trying to get to know everybody. And so she comes over to talk to Jonah. And she says, can I pull you, Jonah? And Destiny's like, no, we're not finished. And Jonah's like, oh, what do I do? And Imani's like, oh, well, it's up to you, Jonah. Do you want to come over and talk to me or not? And then Jonah's like, just give me a second, I guess, to finish the conversation. And Imani says, okay, well, then I'm going to walk away real slow. And she just, like, moves her butt, like, real slow. So he's like, oh. Meanwhile, Destiny's fuming. And so Imani's finally gone. Jonah turns back to Destiny, and Destiny's like, so do you like my outfit? That's what you had him stay for? That's not even a real conversation. She's trying to pull, Imani's trying to pull people to have conversations with everybody because that's what she's supposed to do because she's a bombshell and she just got there. And I don't think Jonah was being rude because they were sort of done with the conversation. There was nothing left about what they were talking about, and then she was talking about bullshit about her outfit. So that pissed me off a little bit. The whole thing was a little like, oh, this is unnecessary. And then so Jonah goes to talk to Imani up in Soul Ties, and they're flirty. And Destiny's like, well, oh no, I'm sorry. Imani said that she's not going to worry about stepping on Destiny's toes, and she's going to go after what she wants, and that might be Jonah. There is a game called Danger in the Villa. And Leo says, okay, this is just a game, everybody. So let's everybody try and promise not to get butthurt about the game. We can hope. So what it is, they sit in a circle or around the bonfire and they do high-low card with the deck of cards. And if they get it wrong, they have to pull a dare, I think. So some intentionally throw it and try to get it wrong so that they have to do a dare. And then others, it's just like, oh, whatever. Leo has to kiss the messiest Islander, and he picks Cassie as the messiest. Jonah has to kiss the person who doesn't do the dishes. And after some hesitation, he picks Imani because Imani just got there, and so therefore she hasn't done any dishes. Ah-ha-ha. And Imani and Jonah feel a spark. Kenzo has to kiss the person he thinks is the best kisser, he kisses Carmen, and then he has to pick the one who is the most annoying, and he picks Cassie. And she just kind of pushes him away because it's, I don't know, it's rude, and she didn't want to kiss him. Bergie has to kiss the Islander with the best body, and he picks Imani. Keenan has to kiss the person with who he thinks has the highest body count, and he kisses Emily. Side eye from KK. Hannah has to kiss the Islander who she thinks has the best lips, and she kisses Mike instead of Marco. So Marco was a little butthurt about that, and it was a long kiss between Hannah and Mike. I tell you what. Imani had to kiss the person she thought was the best kisser, and she kisses Jonah, and Destiny's not okay with this. This is the second time, and Destiny is fuming. Cassie has to kiss the person who she thinks is the most attractive, and she kisses KK. And it's funny because KK is like, oh, she's been dying to kiss me for this whole time, and it's just like, oh, here's an excuse. So they have a smooch. Cassie also had to kiss the Islander who she thinks doesn't listen, and she kisses Keenan on the cheek. And Keenan is butthurt about that. He starts saying something, and then the girls are like, what are you talking about? And then KK's like, see, he doesn't listen. And it was just like, ugh. The barbs. Mike had to kiss the person he thought was the best in bed, and he kisses KK, and it was a good, sexy kiss. And I loved watching Keenan sweating during that kiss because he deserves it. He deserves a smack upside his head. Okay, and if I had to do these kisses for the game, that they played, the Danger in the Villa game. So the messiest person, I'll say the messiest in terms of like drama. I'll say messiest, and I will say Keenan. I wouldn't want to kiss him though. I would just kiss him on the cheek because I wouldn't want to kiss the messiest person. Doesn't do dishes, non-applicable. Who do I think is the best kisser? Mike. Who do I think is the most annoying? Keenan, for like douche reasons, not like annoying reasons. Best body. Who's in the villa still? Best body. Mike. Maybe Jonah. Maybe Kenzo. I'd have to see him in person. Highest, who I think has the highest body count? Leo. Or I could see Keenan. Leo. Let's go Leo. Nicest lips? I'll go Leo. I'll go Leo. And what else? It's almost done. Who I think would be the best kisser? No, we did this one already. Doesn't listen, Keenan. And most attractive, maybe Jonah? Who I think is the best in bed? Maybe Mike. Maybe Mike. So that's my take on the game. What would you guys pick for these questions? Leave me a comment down below. And that is it for episode 16. See, like the coming attractions for this one was that Casa Moore's coming next, and I feel like that's really fast. I feel like it's like what episode 18 is Casa already, and I feel like we had like 5 weeks with the UK before Casa happened. I don't know, it just seems quick. What do you guys think? What do you think of these 2 episodes of Love Island US? Leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.